Hello and welcome to Japan Pro Mahjong League's Play Like a Pro. With you is Garth.
And Jen.
And our special guest for today is Mr. Tomotake.
Yay!
Winner of the 2017 World's Reach Championship in Las Vegas.
Welcome.
Welcome. Champion. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting up to our lesson for today, we are going to focus on the difference between a hand where we're looking for speed versus points or quality in the hand. All right, so our first example is going to be an example of what? Tebirosa?
That's what you just said in English.
Oh, okay.
So in Japanese, this would be called tebirosa ka, teyaku ka.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So you're deciding your yaku, or you're just going straight for tenpai.
Wide hand versus point set.
Right.
Okay.
So the thing is that it depends on really the essence of your hands, which one you want to focus on.
Okay.
So we're going to look at an example where it's a little bit clear which one we should go for. Clear to a professional champion,
okay.
like Mr. Tomotake. Maybe not clear to the rest of us watching.
So this first example will be a little more basic. What do you got? We got in the Mons, we got one Dora, we've got a couple blocks there. We've just gotten an open-ended weight in the Sozu, and I'm guessing we're probably going to throw something from the Pinfu.
Right, so we have 6 potential blocks here, so we have to decide which way to go at this point.
Break up some potential block. All right.
こちらで6ブロックがあるところでどっちみち行くかっていう感じなんですけど、どうですかね。
基本これはもう単野は確定してるんで、役は一つできてるんで、あとはどうやって値段を高くするか。ドラが一つあって単野をまあそれでもいいんですけども、せっかくローソを積もったんだから3色を見たりいろいろ広くなる可能性があるじゃないですか、はい、なのでまあローピン切るっていう人もいるかもしれないんですけど、数ピンを切った方がピンズの場合は受け入れが3種類になりますんで、4種類かね、失礼、2356っていう4種類になって、単野をもう3色ももしかしたらね、あれただソーズが埋まった時だけどっちを切るかっていう選択ができるんですけど、例えばパーソを持ってきたら一応シャンポに構えるもあれだし、カンウーピンにするもあるんですけど、その辺は出てるものの関係とかで。
Okay, that's a lot to translate.
That's yeah. Let's go ahead and get started on that translation here. So the thing with this hand is that we already have 2 yaku, one yaku and one dora already decided with tanyao. So you don't have to really think about your yaku here. We drew the 6. So we're trying to think of maybe there's a way we can actually stretch this into more points.
Oh, okay.
More than just the 2 if you're not the dealer 2,000 points, right? So the correct discard here is the 4 of dots.
4 of dots.
That gives you 4 types, first of all.
4 types.
That
the
helps
2,
you.
3, 5, and 6.
Exactly. And there's also options in the future, possibly, since you're not quite tenpai yet, to switch it to a 6, 7, 8 sanshoku.
The sanshoku, right.
Possibly. The only thing you have to really make a decision for after that is if you draw the sozu or the bams first. So if you draw a 5 or an 8, you're going to have to decide whether to discard the 4 or the 2 or the 6 of dots after that.
Okay.
In that case, it's really going to depend what's on the board. So you can practice that in your own games.
Then I think you also said, like, if you draw the 8, probably you're going to end up drawing or discarding the next 4 and hoping that maybe you get a 6 or 8 in the dots to go for a sanshoku, possibly Pinfu.
Yeah, 7 or an 8. And even if you end up discarding the 4 in that case, the 6 in that case, you could be waiting for the 5 of dots temporarily and
still
switch to a
7
or an 8, right?
All of them are possible.
After that. Right. じゃあこの場合はもう
数ピン
で
の方が
手広く、手役を見ながら手広くできるって感じなんですね。
やっぱり圧倒的に種類が増えるんで。
はい。
Alright, so this was a pretty straightforward example, I think. Probably the next example is going to be a little bit more complicated.
I wanted to say one more thing. For this shape, the 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, they're each one apart, 3 pairs that are each.
This is a pretty standard shape that you'll see a lot.
Right. Generally speaking, we discard the 4 in this case
discard
because
from the middle,
it gives you more options. So that's a good pattern to keep in mind.
Generally, when you have this pair, one apart from each other, you're going to throw from the middle.
Exactly.
That gives you in theory, that's all, depending on what's out on the board, but probably that's going to give you the most options to get to tenpai.
Right, so let's look at the next example.
All right, next example.
Pattern B. Oh, look at this, another pair.
There it is
1,
again.
1, 3, 3, 5, 5.
This is wow, this is very similar hand.
じゃあこれを見て、
はい。
もうさっきみたいに3品切りだと思いたいんですよね。We're
まあ
gonna discard the 3
Yeah,
here
yeah.
for
That's
more
the theory we
options,
just
right?
learned. Shouldn't that be what we're going to do?
Yeah. どうですか
Perhaps
まあ
not.
それでも全然僕は問題ないとは思うんですけど、ただ3品を切ってしまうと想像がまた時、まあ、シャンポンにするのかカンチャンにするのかで悩むじゃないですか。
So you're going to have to decide between the pair weight or the gut shot.
Right, if you draw the 5 or the 8
If you
of
if you get to the
bamboos.
wrong thing first.
Okay.
なのでいいピンを切っといたら単ヤも確定するんで、
But if you discard the 1 of dots first, then you
だ
have
いたい
it
単ヤか
almost decided Tanyao,
Oh, okay.
Simba's hand.
If you get to a tenpai using the ipin, then you don't also have pinfu as a yaku. So
Yeah, if you
otherwise,
draw the 2 after that.
Otherwise, if you draw the sozu, you can just draw or discard the other ipin, and now you're in or the other 1 of dots, and now you're in tanya. All right. Wow, that's
単ヤだけではなくて、例えばいいピン切っといて想像が埋まって一応シャンポンにするじゃないですか、そうした後ウーピンにローピンがくっついたりして単ヤピンになる可能性もあるし、ただ数ピン置いた場合ねテンパイ取れないのがちょっと残念かもしれないんですけど、その場合でも圧倒的に単ヤピンになったりとか単ヤピンにならなくても単ヤイーペイコとか役ができるんで打点がアップするんで、そっちの方が将来的にはもらえるものが多くなるんじゃないかっていうので。
So we're going from if you discard the 3 first, you basically have no yaku.
right.
If you discard the 1 first, you will be disappointed if you draw the 4 of dots afterwards because it doesn't get you to tenpai, and
Right.
it would have if you discarded
If you
the 3
right.
instead. But it gives you so many more options for a more expensive hand as the hand goes on.
Right. Now you have tanyao and possibly pinfu. Probably, definitely pinfu, depending on if you get the another 4, probably not. But almost all of the tiles that you draw to tenpai there give you tanyao and pinfu.
There's
and you've
also
gotta
an
draw.
ipeiko option there. It
Right.
gives you lots more options.
So yeah, even if you do draw that 4, you're not that disappointed. You don't have to think of it like, oh my god, this is such a huge miss. I've screwed up the whole hand.
じゃあこれはもう結局手広さよりは手役っては言ってるんですけど、将来的には手広さにもなる。
なる可能性もあるってことですね。
はい。So we said, faster tenpai or more options for your tenpai, or yaku, which is more important.
Right.
In this case, it's actually ends up being both because at first you're going for the yaku.
Right.
You're making
considering
sure you have
yaku
yaku
first here.
But in the future, there's lots of options for you to gain more options
Right.
for your tenpai. So
There's-
it's not necessarily mutually
sort of
exclusive.
does open up the hand. doesn't
Right.
It
It might-
it's more open.
It may slow you down possibly, but it's worth it.
It opens up so many more possibilities.
Right, exactly.
All right, that was today's lesson. A wider, fast hand versus points in the hand.
Right.
All right, thanks for watching JPML's Play Like a Pro.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Mr.
Thank
Tomotake.
you.
See ya.